Okay, we're going to set up double monitor mounts in this video. So if you want single monitor mounts, go to the other video. This is for double monitor mounts. I'm going to show you how to do it. First thing I'm going to show you though is this headphone hanger, the Bird or Takahe headphone hanger that I didn't show you in the last video. That slots onto the side here and your headphones hang over the top of it. How easy is that? I'm going to chuck it here so it's just out of the way. All right, we have your limbo. Now let's get these monitors set up so you can have full spectrum monitoring going on in front of you. You can know all of the things and have all of the details all of the time. You will have received 2 of these units. This is the mount that your monitor will connect to. Here's what we stick on the monitor to make that happen. These are the knobs on the back, so you can loosen those and you can slide it from side to side depending on where you need it. So let's say we're gonna put it here, but we can shift it once it's up so that they are nicely centered perfectly. We're going to pop that down. You'll have these 2 things as well. They are what you use on the back here. So when we put this up here, we will be screwing it on. I'll show you how that works in a second. But first of all, we need to get this attachment screwed on to your monitor. So I'm going to show you what my monitor is. With the double monitor mounts, it matters less if the power cords are going backwards or downwards, but we prefer generally with all of the Limbus stuff, particularly single monitor mounting, that the power cords and your visual cords are going downwards when they leave the monitor. Monitors there's so many different designs of monitors. They're really hard to accommodate them all when you're working on a desk like this. And the best one and the most available one that we found that does this is the ones that go downwards. So look for that. If you have any questions, just flick us an email. We can help you sort that out. So we have this, and what you'll notice is that when you look at it from the front, at one end it will say up and it will have an arrow. So that has to point to the top of your screen. And so you pop that down. Now, all screens have these like VESA mounts, they're called. And most of them are about 10 centimeters or 100 millimeters apart, squared. And so you want the top of your screen to correlate with the up arrow. And you hook that over and you grab your bag of screws and your Allen key. Now you have 2 lengths of screws. You have a short pair, or 4 short ones and 4 long ones for each screen. Now with this screen, this piece here, this mount is not connecting directly to the screen. There's like a gap of about 5 mils. So for this, I'm going to need to use the longer screws, I think. You can kind of see that there. Hopefully that makes it clear. Where some screens go, like you get the monitor mount and it's the screw area starts right underneath it, and you'll need the short screws for that. So we're going to pop that in the hole, and I'm just going to gently screw that in with my fingers. And the same with that one, screw that in with my fingers. Get them all in place. And then use your Allen key to tighten them up a little bit. So we just want it to just start to have a tiny little bit of resistance, not fully resisted, because we want to get all of the screws in before we start tightening it. And then when you tighten it, you're just trying to make it firm so that this thing doesn't wobble or move. The beautiful thing about these monitor mounts is that they're real sturdy, but you can twist them easily and you can rotate them up and down as well. So whack that in. go around and just tighten these up a little bit. Don't need to be too firm with them, but it just needs to be solid. Good. And if I move that, that's solid as, that's not going anywhere. Okay. We're going to still need that Allen key in a little bit. So now let's have a play with this. So the 2, 1, 2, and then you got 1 at the bottom. The 2 are at the top. And what you'll notice is that this has a little hook that goes between the 2 hooks that are at the top of your screen, and it's got 2 little feet that plugs into the feet down the bottom. So we're going to dive it in, line it up, and then drop it down. And then you can do the Allen keys. There's screws at the bottom that you can do up to make sure it holds tight in. So we're just going to do those up. And as it tightens up, this will get a little firmer. So let's see if that comes true. They need to be done up quite a bit. There we go. There we go. Nice. Firm. There we go. It did come true. Double check. So again, nice and firm. Doesn't need to be super tight, but you shouldn't be able to just loosen it very easily. Okay. I'm going to pop this into the Allen key into the bag. Just going to leave that out the way with the weights. Now that that's set up, we need to get our cabling set up. So you're going to take the power cord, the end that plugs into the screen, and you're going to feed it through this little hole and up behind the desk. But to make that easy for you to get access to, we've got to lift the desk up as high as it can go. And then pop this in behind and push it up so it's coming up. It's coming up behind this piece here. It's coming up behind this piece here. I'm just going to grab it. Oh, niggly, but we got it. And then in behind the little dowels, you might need to pull that dowel out a little bit. Good. In behind that dowel, push it through here. Now with the double monitor, you want the HDMI for that side coming up that same route. So we're going to push that through there. See if we can get a hold of it. Bringing it up the back. Popping that through that hole. Like that, pulling it through, giving it some slack. All right, and then you tuck those both behind the dowel and you slot the dowel into place so it holds it in tight. Good. Now, if I keep rotating, the next bit comes. We're going to drop this down just enough so that it's not having to lift the screen so high, because the next part is we take these knobs, we want to stick it through here and connect it in with these bits, so it's going to screw into this here like that and hold it tight. So I like to almost hug the monitor during this, or pop my hand like this. Sometimes it's easier with 2 people, I'll tell you what, this process definitely will be. Let's see if I can get this done. All right, so I'm hugging it, got it into my shoulder. pushing that through there, finding the right insert nut for it, lining that up, doing it reasonably tight. Doing that reasonably tight, and now that's set up there. We can take the HDMI, plug that in underneath. Might need to pull a little bit more through to get the power cable over here and up, and then that's in place. Let's rotate this around so you can see this cable here. We can see if there's any excess, and we can pull it tight so that you don't see it underneath your screen. That should be tucked in tight there. Beautiful. And this is, the screen probably needs to come across to the middle, which is this piece here is roughly the middle. So I'm going to go behind here, loosen off these 3 here and slide it across. Tighten it up again. And we've got that pretty well lined up. And you can tilt your screen whichever way you like. Forwards, backwards, up and down. If you have a look on the back of these things, there's different bolts. There's one here that loosens up or tightens up this movement, and there's 2 here that if you loosen it up, they'll make the up and downwards tilting a bit easier. So that's for you to figure out. All right, that's our first monitor up. Do the same on the other side. Adjust the position, adjust the heights to whatever you need. To adjust the heights, you loosen up these middle screws here, and then you've got the ability to slide it up and down, tighten it up again. And you have this big wall of monitors, and it'll look primo. All right, enjoy.